This is a rusted
so
one.
this is a diamond blade saw.
And if you
this
notice
is the kind
the
of thing.
sparkles on the tip,
Yes,
those
it's
are
very
called-
sparkling. It looks kind of like your
Yes,
outfit.
Thank you. These are actual what they call the diamonds, and they're little bits that stick up, and it helps to cut through the
So
concrete.
who makes this?
Who's
we
the
use
best
Hilti.
one that we go with?
Hilton. Okay,
Hilti.
Hilti.
Yes,
So
Hilti.
you use a Hilti diamond blade saw. So what is another tool that you use commonly?
Crowbars and
let's
sledgehammers.
get back to the chisel. Even though you use several different kinds of chisel, I suspect there's probably a size chisel that you use pretty frequently. What might be the size chisel?
Maybe like a 6-inch or an 8-inch.
It's a big handheld steel chisel with a big rubber grip on it. And
Okay.
it's about a 4-inch tip on it. And he uses that with a sledgehammer, 2-pound sledge is
A
usually
2-pound
better.
sledgehammer.
Yes, a 2-pound, because a 5-pound, you'll get tired too quick. And it's just not going to help you in the long run.
And aren't you more accurate with a 2-pound than a 5-pound?
Very accurate with a 2-pound. And then you know how much pressure that you can
So
give with it.
what is one of the smallest or the lightest of the sledgehammers that you would use?
Probably 2 pounds.
A
so
2-pounder,
2 pound-
and we go up to 35 pounds.
So 35-pound sledgehammer. And what occasion would you be using a monster like that?
Sometimes there's big slabs of concrete that we need to get in and around to
Bust
get
it up.
to save the tile, or sometimes there's statues that are like embedded into the concrete, and then other times we even have to use little what are the little
jackhammers.
Yeah, the Bosch. The
we-
Bosch.
So you use
handheld
a
hammer saw, or-
Bosch handheld jackhammer, is that right?
Yeah.
We had to use that when we did the Wrigley Estate on Catalina Island.
Oh, the
We
Wrigley
did
estate.
Yes,
When did you do that?
a few years back.
And what did you do? What did you do
We
at the Wrigley estate?
At the main house, we salvaged the entire walkway and their entire main courtyard out front. We had to pull all the tiles up due to plumbing issues. And we actually, Eric completely pulled up all of the tiles without damaging a single tile.
Yeah, well, in the contract, I told the Wrigleys that it would be a 30% breakage because the tiles are old. We know Catalina tiles are valuable, but they're a soft clay. It's been on the ocean, and they're all set in solid concrete. But we were really, it was a good job for us because I told them 30% breakage, and we didn't break a single tile. They all came out amazing.
They were able to relay
and so
all of our tiles.
so you took the tiles out, and then they were reseated, or
Yes, we took the tiles out, cleaned them, crated them, like the day they came out of the kiln from Catalina factory, and then they reset them all.
when they set them, what sort of material do they use to reset them? What's
Probably mortar and concrete.
So mortar and concrete. Is there a name of a company that makes that stuff that you're familiar
not
with?
that I
No,
know
we
of.
don't deal with that end.
Okay.
But one good thing is that when we do salvage tile for a client like that, the tile gets a complete photo shoot, and then the tile's inventoried, and it gets a schematic. Then each piece is cleaned, wrapped, crated, and given back to the client with a portfolio.
So when you photograph those, what sort of camera do you use?
We use our Samsung,
Yeah.
and it works really
So
well.
you
for
use a
just digital camera.
Samsung digital camera. How old is it?
Yes, it's only about a year old, but this is the third one.
Oh.
And I keep replacing the same camera because it's worked really well
we
for us.
upgrade-
And when
Yeah,
you
the pixels upgrade.
and when you give it to them, you print it out, or how do
Everything
they?
is printed out.
Okay, it's printed out. You have a printer here that you print it out on?
Yes, and
8.5 by 11 paper.
Yes, a standard legal size is what I would print it out, and they
And
will
so
get it in a portfolio
when you
back.
print it out, about how many pages do these things tend to be?
It really depends on the job. The last job, I think I ran about 79 pages
Okay, so,
of a schematic for them.
And do you bind this with the black binder, or how do you?
I
give it to
do.
them?
I'll put it in a black binder, and sometimes I give them a hard copy, and I'll also give them a memory chip, because a lot of times nowadays with modern
So like
technology.
a thumb drive, is that what you mean?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And I'll give that, and sometimes that's for the office. The hard paper is for the gentleman who is going to relay the tile. So he
see.
has the papers there with him. Everything is numbered, everything is accounted for. Every chip, every crack is accounted for and documented for the client.
Wow.
And usually 99% of the time, they call people try to extract the tiles themselves, and they break them, and then that's when we get the call to come in and use our expertise. You know.
Yes,
it.
and most
So-
of the other dealers in the valley that sell historical tiles are actually selling historical tiles proudly salvaged by Eric's Architectural Salvage.
Yeah.
He is the one who goes in and salvages the tiles for the other stores so that they can therefore return
I
and
get
sell
into
them.
a lot